Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, you may no longer need to feel guilty about having your morning cup of coffee. We'll tell you why.
Plus, members of the Torrance community were awarded for their stellar service. We'll tell you all about it.
One organization is helping kids with cancer by offering a heartwarming gift. We'll show you what it is.
And El Camino College is taking a look back in history. We'll tell you about this month-long celebration.
These stories and much more just seconds away. Your local news starts right now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Chun. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories.
Well, if you tuned into the Super Bowl, you might have been disappointed, and not because the Denver Broncos lost to the Seattle Seahawks. While Super Bowl 48 turned out to be the most watched TV show in U.S. history, Time Warner cable customers got a big surprise when a blackout occurred during part of the second quarter and the entire halftime show. Angry subscribers even took to social media to demand rebates and threatened to cancel their service. According to a Time Warner Cable spokesperson, the glitch was caused by a problem with a piece of equipment that processes video signals. Time Warner Cable is issuing a free on-demand movie credit to all customers in the Los Angeles area or a $5 gift certificate to analog customers.
The list of would-be successors to Congressman Henry Waxman continues to grow, and now you can add Senator Ted Lieu to the list. Lieu announced his candidacy for the 33rd Congressional District. The announcement came less than 24 hours after Waxman said he would not seek another term. Lieu currently oversees the 28th Senate District, which includes more than 80% of the 33rd Congressional District. Cities include Torrance, Palos Verdes, Beverly Hills, Santa Monica, and Malibu. Others who have already declared candidacy include former LA City Controller Wendy Gruhl, attorney Barbara Mulvaney, author and New Age guru Marianne Williamson, and television producer Brent Roski.
The fast food industry called him the bread man of Southern California. Recently, John Markoulis died in a Torrance hospital at the age of 83. Markoulis was the co-owner of Puritan Bakery in Carson. He began working in the bread business at age 12 and joined Puritan Bakery in 1965 when it was significantly struggling. Thanks to the bread man's strategy, he swept the market, and some of its loyal customers include In-N-Out Burger, Johnny Rockets, the original Tommy's, and Fat Burger. Markoulis and his company are known for their old-fashioned sponge dough buns. We reached out to the VP of In-N-Out, who said, "All of us at In-N-Out Burger were truly saddened by the news of John Markoulis' passing. We enjoyed a long-lasting relationship with him that spanned several decades. He will be dearly missed, and our hearts and prayers are with John's family." Puritan Bakery has supplied buns to more than 2,000 restaurants in California for the past 50 years.
Cal State Dominguez Hills hosted the Tour for Diversity in Medicine recently. The college was among 5 West Coast schools to host a program encouraging more ethnic and racial minority students to become dentists and doctors. It provided students and recent grads with information from advice from current medical physicians, dentists, and doctors who were once in their shoes. This college campus was the only Southern California stop. It was open to all undergraduates and recent grads who live in LA. Attendees learned about special test taking and interviewing skills and had the opportunity to network with current doctors and medical students. The tour visited the University of New Mexico and Estrella Mountain Community College and will make its final stops at Sacramento State University and the University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
February is Black History Month. El Camino College will celebrate by having a month of events open to the public. The celebration opens with the exhibit Let Freedom Ring at the school's Showerman Library. And many activities follow. On February 11th at 1 p.m., there's a program by the ECC history students in the campus theater. Then on February 13th at 1 p.m., there is a screening and discussion of the movie 42 in the East Dining Room. On February 18th at 1 p.m., a panel presentation of images of blacks in contemporary film. And on February 25th at 1 p.m., the ECC Jazz Band members, dancers, and mimes will entertain guests. And finally, on February 27th, the Taste of Soul Festival will take place from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. All the events are sponsored by the El Camino College Office of Staff and Student Diversity and the Black History Month Committee. To find out more, visit elcaminocollege.edu/events/Black History Month.
Recently, voting and civil liberties groups sued Secretary of State Deborah Bowen over her 2011 decision that said criminals serving their sentences under community supervision were ineligible to vote. The American Civil Liberties Union, League of Women Voters, and several other groups filed this lawsuit on behalf of almost 60,000 convicts. This is the second lawsuit in response to Bowen's interpretation of the 2011 Criminal Justice Realignment Law. The lawsuit says Bowen's decision undermines the rehabilitation intent of the realignment law, and voting in society should be part of that effort.
The City Council gathered this week. Here is a recap of the meeting. Torrance Police Chief John New received a big honor. Mayor Scotto, council members, former colleagues, and numerous other community members congratulated the former chief and his many accomplishments. New is a Torrance native who was hired by the Pasadena Police Department 1 year before joining the Torrance Police Department in 1985. He moved up the rank as sergeant, lieutenant, and captain before he was appointed chief in 2006. New introduced many new programs, including focus-based policing, which is now the foundation of the department and encourages better operations and employee development. You can catch replays of this week's council meeting right here on CitiCABLE 3 on Time Warner Cable or Verizon Fios Channel 31 every Wednesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. You can also watch online at torranceca.gov.
New service members are joining the ranks in Torrance, and both the Sister City Association and Rosefloat Association have selected new members. Lori Chong-Urich was selected as president of the Torrance Sister City Association. Donna Dunlap will serve as vice president. Secretary is Erin Moriwaki, and treasurer is Bryce Yamauchi. The members of the TSCA were also selected recently at their annual alumni reunion, which was conducted by City Clerk Sue Herbers. And the Torrance Rosefloat Association is welcoming its new president, Roseanne Villalobos, vice president Georgine Griswold, secretary Lynn Robinson, and treasurer Mary Barta. Other board members were also selected to fill seats at the TRFA's annual celebration and awards dinner on February 1st.
It wasn't that long ago that Tesla started dreaming up new ideas, and now their work is paying off. Tesla Motors is ranked by Consumer Reports as the 5th best perceived brand in America. The electric car is manufactured in Fremont, California, and has a service center in Torrance where many buyers take delivery. Tesla had the largest point jump of its competitors for high performance, styling, and technology. While those ranked above Tesla have been making cars for more than 50 years, Tesla is clearly working to make an impact in the auto world. Still ahead, if you're trying to curb your coffee intake, you might want to think again. We'll tell you how it might help.
Here we are, 2013. We all depend on technology to communicate, to bank, and none of us know how to read and write code.
The first program I wrote asked things like, what's your favorite color? Or how old are you?
I wrote a program to play tic-tac-toe.
I first learned how to make a green circle and a red square appear on the screen.
You're just trying to make something, trying to transfer something from your mind to the computer or to a tablet. It's an experience.
The whole limit in the system is just that there just aren't enough people who are trained and have these skills today.
The programmers of tomorrow are the wizards of the future. You know, you're going to look like you have magic powers compared to everybody else.
Great coders are today's rock stars. That's it.
Hold on. You may no longer need to feel guilty about having that extra cup of coffee in the morning. Our reporter Anne-Marie Williams tells us why.
Torrance resident Kevin Poore visits Old Torrance Coffee and Tea 5 days a week.
It wakes me up a little bit in the morning, gets my day started.
Most people need a daily jolt of coffee to get them going, but that daily cup may actually have some health benefits.
Some of them include improved cognitive abilities, include improved brain function, decreased risk for diabetes, decreased risk for certain types of cancers, decreased risk for Alzheimer's, and decreased risk for Parkinson's disease.
Vandana Sheth has been a registered dietitian nutritionist for 16 years and has followed the studies done on the benefits of coffee.
They actually did an analysis of 9 studies, and they found that by increasing your coffee consumption by even 2 cups a day, you might decrease your risk for liver cancer by up to 43%.
In addition to the many physical benefits, coffee also has been shown to have mental benefits as well.
Drinking coffee in moderation can in fact have an uplifting and positive effect on your mood. On the downside, if you have coffee and too much of it, it might affect your sleep cycle, and that might also affect your mood.
After water, coffee is the second most popular beverage across the globe, and like all things, it's important to remember that moderation is key.
Each person's tolerance is different, but in general, the recommendation is up to 3 cups or 4 cups of coffee a day.
It's also important to look at what you put in your coffee, especially if you don't just order regular coffee.
You might end up with a lot more calories from sugar and fats rather than just the benefits of coffee.
Coffee drinkers like Pour will continue drinking their morning treats, but can now rest assured that they're also doing something good for their bodies. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Anne-Marie Williams.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. For more information on the health benefits of coffee and other nutrition information, visit eatright.org.
One woman turns her personal tragedy into a thriving nonprofit bringing happiness to children and families. Reporter Julie Chan has that story.
My heart is really full right now.
Sherry Schreier has a unique gift, and that's bringing smiles to terminally ill children.
God put me on this earth to serve children.
Schreier lost not only her son, but her younger brother, mother, and father to cancer. And most recently, she lost her husband.
He wrote it, and I was on the computer typing it up, and he created the hat, and I was on the sewing machine sewing up 50 prototypes until we got it the way he wanted it, and it just came out perfect.
Schreier is referring to Happy Hats, the nonprofit organization she and her husband started in 1991. They began by making hats for kids who had lost their hair and wanted to bring a smile to the child and family. Then, in 2003, they started the Hero Club with the goal of giving every hospitalized child a felt hero hat and a Hero Club storybook handmade by the Schreiers to help kids understand what would happen during their hospital stay.
Happy Hats for Kids makes over 30,000 hats a year to celebrate 8 different holidays for young children. And I am sporting the St. Patrick's Day hat, which will be sent shortly to over 50 hospitals for children with cancer.
Schreier has managed successfully for the last 23 years, despite only having 4 employees. Schreier says she relies heavily on volunteers, including inmates in state and federal prisons, who sew the hats. There is also a program through the LA and Torrance Unified School Districts to have developmentally disabled teens work at the warehouse.
Working with the different people, just helping out by giving back to the community.
Luis Contrero has been a volunteer at Happy Hats for 2 years. Contrero is one of about 40 teens who works on an assembly line to package and ship out Happy Hats and books to the hospitals.
My whole joy is to bring smiles and happiness to these precious children.
Tonight's fundraiser included live entertainment as well as an international food buffet from 12 restaurants in and around Torrance who provided food and servers free of charge in support of Happy Hats for Kids. Samplings included Gompachi Japanese sushi, Gaetano's Italian specialties, and Tony Roma's ribs, just to name a few.
She could take a tragedy and turn it around into something so wonderful, like Happy Hats for Kids, and anyone that meets Sherry would be touched by her life and what she does.
Schreier and her staff made over $27,000 for Happy Hats for Kids this evening. They look forward to all the hats and smiles they will bring to children and families throughout the year. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Julie Chan.
Thanks, Julie. The hats, including the seasonal and sports hats in support of USC, UCLA, and the Dodgers, to name a few, can be purchased at happyhatsforkids.org.
The City of Torrance has a great group of commissioners helping the City Council. Our reporter Anne-Marie Williams has the latest information about their service.
John McGee was a school principal for 27 years, and after retiring, he turned to the Torrance Commissions as a way to get involved with the city.
I hope I contributed something. That was my intention, and I really have enjoyed doing what I've been doing.
Mayor Scotto and City Council members came together tonight to recognize special commissioners for their many years of service.
And City Council, we like to do this because these people do such hard work day in and day out representing the City Council at their meetings. Without them, we couldn't do all the things that the city has to do.
McGee has served on the Parks and Recreation, Traffic, and Water Commissions, and tonight he received an honor for serving the city as a commissioner for over 25 years.
In recognition of your service to the City of Torrance since 1989 through January 29, 2014, we want to present this to you.
That's really wonderful. I was really sort of surprised. I said it might get some kind of an honor, be honored special, but this was a little bit more than I expected.
Marla Schwartz, Jerry Rishi, and Steve Skoll were also honored for serving as commissioners for over 20 years. This was the third Commissioner's Appreciation Reception over the span of 8 years, and while the mayor is termed out come this June, he hopes to see the tradition continue.
We should have probably done it every year, but we did it 3 years and 8 years, and that's more than all the years before.
Residents like McGee will continue serving as commissioners and help the city continue to run smoothly. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Anne Marie Williams.
Thank you, Anne Marie. All current commissioners were invited to attend the reception, and 28 received special recognition for serving at least 10 years. For more information on the commissions in Torrance or to find out how to get involved, visit torranceca.gov.
The 20th anniversary of the Northridge earthquake just passed and has made disaster preparation an important issue. Our reporter Anne Marie Williams has the latest.
Soraya Sutherland spends her days making sure the city of Torrance is prepared for a disaster.
It could be tomorrow, it could be a week from now. I don't know that, but I do know it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Experts say the big one is inevitable, especially here in California, so it's imperative that the city of Torrance prepares. Currently, there are 2 emergency operations centers to serve the city and to ensure everyone is on the same page.
The EOC is more of a coordination center, so to speak, because you activate an EOC to support your local responders, but it's also meant to be a communications system to communicate with our other cities and organizations.
As a resident, it's important to know how to respond when an earthquake does affect the city of Torrance.
People don't die from earthquakes, the actual earth shaking. People die from getting hit with falling debris.
For years, people have said that you should stand in a door frame like this during the event of an earthquake, but structures are not built the way that they used to be, and the safest thing to do now is duck, cover, and hold.
The basics that we learned in elementary school, you get under a table, a chair, a sturdy object, you cover your neck, basically you want to protect your neck, and you get into a fetal position and you hold until the shaking stops.
The city does have resources to use in the event of a disaster like an earthquake, but Sutherland says it's also important that residents are just as prepared at home.
You need to be self-sufficient. The vulnerable population is going to need the help. You need to have a home disaster kit. You need to have emergency food and water. You need to be prepared to respond to your own needs after disaster.
And as Sutherland continues to prepare and plan for the city to respond quickly and effectively to any disaster, she reminds us that it's a good time for everyone at home to prepare as well. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Anne Marie Williams.
Thanks, Anne Marie. While the city has resources to use in the event of a disaster like an earthquake, they also say it's important that residents are prepared at home. For more information on how to prepare, go to shakeout.org.
Coming up after the break, a special award is given to those in and out of uniform.
What about my privacy?
It's protected.
And the music I listen to? Protected. What about how I wear my hair?
And the things I say and write?
The Constitution protects your rights.
It isn't an old, fading piece of paper.
It's a living document.
The Constitution says there are 3 branches of government.
So we're kind of like the 4th branch of government.
We are the future of America. Find out how you could become part of Constitution Day.
For me.
For all. For real.
Go to aclu.org/Constitution Day.
Parents sure have their hands full, and they could use an extra hand. Now, every state offers free or low-cost health insurance for your sports hero or budding artist. Kids up to age 19 can get checkups, doctor and dentist visits, hospital care, prescriptions, and more. Your child may qualify based on your family size and income. It's one less thing to worry about. Call or go online for more information.
Welcome back. We got a lot of great events coming up. Here's a look at what's on the calendar. On February 15th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., the Western Museum of Flight Celebrity Lecture Series will feature retired Vice President of Northrop Grumman, Michael V. Seminara, who is also an author and aerospace consultant. Seminara will share the history of the Grumman airplane, and there will be a fully restored World War II-era Grumman Wildcat fighter on display. The event is free for Western Museum of Flight members and $5 for non-members, which also includes access to museum exhibits. For more information, visit WMOF.com or call 310-326-9544.
The YMCA will host a mystical masquerade ball for dads and daughters ages 3 and up on Saturday, March 1st from 6 to 8 p.m. This event includes fun with a mystery photo shoot, mask making, and dancing with DJ Ozzy. The cost is $15 per father-daughter pair and $7 for each additional daughter. You may register online at ymcala.org/TSB or call 310-325-5885.
If you need to get your pets vaccinated, mark your calendars for the South Bay YMCA Vet Clinic for dogs and cats. First Care Mobile Vet Clinic is offering pet care and services on Monday, March 10th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Services include dog and cat vaccinations, prescription flea control, and more. Space is limited, so be sure to call the YMCA at 310-325-5885 to sign up. Now, let's go out to the sports desk with Juan Hernandez for a sneak preview of what's to come.
Juan, what do you have for us?
Hi, welcome to the Sports Desk studio. Thanks for checking in. I'm just dropping by to give you a little taste of what's to come on this week's show. Seems like anytime the leader of any team in any sport goes down, we've got the same old questions to ask. Everybody around the Pioneer League wondering if the Saxons are going to lose a step without Co Flippin'. Well, we've got the first look at North as they march on with a new point guard. That story and a whole lot more this week on the Sports Desk, same time, 4 p.m. and 9:30 every day right here on CitiCABLE 3.
Thanks, Juan. The Torrance Police Department and Chamber recently honored officers and members of the community. Reporter Julie Chan has the story.
Officer Steve Jangard, along with 23 other honorees in Torrance, were recognized for their service. Jangard went above the call of duty to help one girl who has now taken his last name and considers him a father figure.
I wouldn't be who I am without his help, the whole family and Steve. And I just feel fortunate to met him.
This was the first Torrance Police Awards and Appreciation Lunch. With 223 sworn officers this year, the Torrance Police Department is among the largest in the South Bay area, and this award ceremony honored many of those who've helped to make the community ranked as one of the safest.
We wanted a humanitarian award, and what better award, what better incident than Officer Jangard's participation with Stevie to highlight the humanitarian award and the awards program and the phenomenal work done by the men and women of the Torrance Police Department.
When we're given an opportunity to step up, 99% of us step up every single time.
Jangard not only sponsored Stevie for citizenship, but also put her stepfather behind bars for 8 years for the issues and actions he was taking against her.
I've received 4 Father's Day cards from her, and they're the best cards I ever get.
We're so pleased in the city of Torrance to have people like this that work here and are willing to be so dedicated to protect us all.
8 officers, 10 civilian employees, 1 service officer, cadet, explorer, volunteer, and 2 businesses were recognized.
Torrance Police Department is the best department there is. I wouldn't work anywhere else, and that's where I live.
And with thank you cards written by local elementary school students to fill the banquet tables, everywhere you turned, you could feel the appreciation for the service these honorees provide. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Julie Chan.
Thanks, Julie. I had the opportunity of emceeing the event, and some of the stories were certainly inspiring. Many local businesses sponsored the luncheon, including Sunrider, Honda, ExxonMobil, and Martin Chevrolet. This luncheon was also a fundraising opportunity for the Torrance Chamber, who collected business attire and suits for the veterans of foreign wars. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and be sure to like our page to get the latest updates on what's going on in Torrance.
But before we go and we wrap things up, we'd like to congratulate our Ben McCain as he brought in a new little bundle of joy recently. His name is Zach Franklin McCain. He was born on Thursday, January 16th. 8 pounds. He was a big boy. How does it feel to be a daddy?
It's the best job ever, Jen. My wife and Noelle and I are concerned that when he starts talking, he's going to tell all of his little buddies that his parents are abusing him because we kiss and hug him every waking hour.
Well, congratulations. It's very special.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you all at home for joining us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Chun. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.